Hey guys, welcome to the Breakpoint with Coach C. Um, for those of you that are new, I'm saying welcome, and those of you that are returning, I'm saying welcome back. Yep, you can see I'm still in my jersey. I was recording today. I went to record the Sigma by Motive, and it's kind of a special video. That's right, I said it's kind of a special video. It's a video like no other. The reason why is because today was the first day I've ever recorded a ball review where more than one person's reviewing the same ball. Today, me and a Hall of Famer, Drew, that's right, me and Unk, together, both threw the Sigma. He threw it very well. I did not. What's going on, Keon? How you doing, my good brother? So, Unk threw it very well. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but Unk threw it very, very well today. I threw it very, very poorly today. And it's crazy too because for the video, I couldn't get it right, couldn't get a feel. I thought maybe it was me feeling a little. I just feel off today. I bowled yesterday. I was tired, and then today I didn't sleep very well, so I was fatigued. But what happened is after we filmed the ball review, me and Drew was talking, and then I was bowling, shooting some shorts. So the cameras are two different ways when you're shooting a regular and shorts. And guess what? Throwing the shorts, I was actually balling out. I think I rolled the ball very, very well. But the difference is, during the ball review itself, at the end of the review, I put surface on it. Um, because the Sigma, remember, it comes at what's the Sigma clamp? It comes at 5,000. So it's really, really clean. I mean, really clean. And for Drew, it looked great. His ball speed, everything, it just came together, right? For me, it didn't. I had a whole bunch of over under, and you know me, I don't make excuses. I just didn't roll it very well. But when I touched it with 2000, the 2000 pad, then it made sense where it started reading where I wanted it to and coming off the spot how I wanted it to. So, but here's the reality. Let's be honest here. This was the first ball review that Drew's ever done. And this was the first ball review that I've ever done with Drew, right? So we're both throwing the same ball, doing the same thing. So it was basically my brother's showcase. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't mind taking a step back, letting Drew shine and do his thing, letting him show his personality, everything. So I'm gonna drop that video tonight when we get off or tomorrow morning, one or the other. But it was a pleasure to let Drew shine. And I hope it's just the beginning of many. I would love to be able to have him do motive and then or do motive with me. That would be even more special if he's doing it along with me. I mean, it y'all got to watch it because Drew's personality it just shines. So it was a welcome thing to do. So I just wanted to let you guys know that you got the new Motive Sigma. It is coming out tonight or tomorrow, the video. And it's shot not just from my perspective, but from Drew's as well. And again, I rolled the shorts a lot better than I rolled the review itself. So what's going on, Mr. Keon? How you doing, brother? I mean, I'm waiting for everybody to stumble on in. I imagine that's going to be in a second. So check this out. I went from the bowling alley straight to here. I didn't have a chance to change, take a shower, and change like I normally do. Didn't have a chance to eat. So I have some food right here. So if I'm hitting and pecking at it as we're going through this, don't be mad at me or nothing. I'm just, as a diabetic, which I am, I'm trying to just keep myself up and running. You know what I mean? So today, I had a very interesting last 2 days. I got my butt whooped by Doug yesterday on the shark pattern and got beat up on today by Drew. So a rather two interesting days, which I gotta admit, I haven't had more fun bowling in a long time than I have over the last 2 days. So if you guys take anything from me, take this. I had a ton of fun. I mean, I had so much fun, even though I got beat up by them too. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you good, Keon. How's the bowling? Everything coming? But it did. Listen, I don't know how if any of you guys can have fun getting beat, but for me, it's an honor to bowl with both guys, right? But if I'm gonna lose, sometimes losing happens, right? I'm not above reproach, but it's that when you're bowling with two Hall of Famers, and even though they're local Hall of Famers, they're still Hall of Famers, nevertheless. Um, it's great. The competition is great. The crap talking, the banter is great. So they make the atmosphere great. Well, I'm glad you had a great birthday, Keon. I mean, again, I know I said happy birthday, but happy late birthday again, my good brother. You know, you definitely deserve that. I hope you did something special on your big birthday. I don't really I don't really celebrate mine too often, but I think I might. I'm gonna be 51 this year. Lord knows I don't know where the age is coming from, but let's be honest here. Yeah, it's gonna happen to everybody. At least I hope it happens to you. But like I said, getting beat up on by Doug last night, getting beat up on by Drew today. But I think that I don't think I know if I would have touched it with surface, it would have been a little more competitive, or maybe not. Who knows? But the moral of the story is you gotta have fun, right? You just gotta have fun. That's true. But that's the thing though. I didn't look at it bowling either one as win or losses because we have so much fun. You know what I mean? When the game itself becomes secondary, that's what it's all about. You know, when shooting a video with Drew, I found myself, I'm being honest, taking the back wanting to take the back seat, allowing him to step up and be first and let his personality show and let him talk and let him roll and let him, I wanted him to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys understand that or not. I wanted him to do all that. I wanted him to shine. I want motive to watch him shine. You dig what I'm saying? That I want you guys to be able to see. You guys can see him on Wednesday League, right? But now you'll get to hear him directly. You'll get to hear his personality directly. You'll get, you know what I'm saying? You get to see him up close, where it's just him, high quality camera, doing his thing. You can't beat that. That's the thing that I would like most people to understand is that I have a platform, but I'm more than willing to allow anyone that wants to be on the platform to be on it. That's why I always share the link. Like if somebody wants to get in, I'll let y'all talk. I'll let y'all I'll let you have the floor. You know what I mean? Even if you don't agree with me, I still allow you guys to have the floor. What's up, Steve? Steve in the building. What's cracking? That's why the link is right there. If y'all want to pop in, please feel more than free. If anybody have a question you like to pop in and ask it, you can. You don't have to stay. If you want to stay for the whole thing, you can do that too. I don't mind. But Steve, I don't know if you was here for it, man. But hey, dude, I filmed the Sigma with Drew, and it's I think it's really good content. I didn't spin it like my favorite CD, but he did, which is cool. Um, yeah, it's really good. But for the short, I balled out. With Drew standing there, we were having a conversation while I was filming the shorts, but I balled out on the shorts only after I touched it with surface. I mean, that ball is super duper clean at 5,000. I was getting over under that he wasn't getting. So, oh, it's very, very, very smooth, very clean. And again, I got over under, he didn't. And then, so we bowled with it for a while. Then we bowled like a game. And I, I just, I just never got the look that I needed. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't get a look with it. So then I waited. So listen, let me be honest again, and let me say this the honest way I know how. This was Drew's first ball review, and it was a joint review with me and him. And I wanted him to shine. I wanted him to show his personality. So I kind of took the back seat to it. And maybe I should have. I know I should have touched the ball with surface early, but I waited to the 10th frame to touch it with surface. Didn't it look good? Then I threw the shorts right after when he was packing up to go. And we were having a conversation while I was doing it. Um, with service on that Sigma, it's a bad boy. For me. For Drew, he liked it out of box at 5,000. I like it earlier, he likes it later. You know what I'm saying? So there is no right or wrong in this. It's only what it is. I'm using different lighting. So I told you guys I got a lot of lighting, a lot of different cameras. So I'm trying a lot of different stuff just to see how it looks. Um, very smooth. If you're not having fun, then why do it? Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, let's be honest here, I've stressed this before. Bowling can become like a chore. Um, for me, for example, I practice 4 or 5 days a week. So about 20, 24, 25 hours a week, I'll be bowling. And then that's not counting content that I'm creating. That's not counting coaching. You see what I'm saying? So I'm doing all those things, right? And at some point it becomes repetitive. It feels like it for me, it felt like a job, you know? And then I went to the bowling alley one day and I seen some kids just running around having a great time. And I thought to myself, and I said it out loud to the person working the counter, why do we have fun like that? Why do I not? And ever since then I've just been having a blast. I don't care if I'm bowling great, not great. I don't care. I'm just having fun with it. And it's like I got a renewed sense of self bowling, having that kind of fun. What's up, Larry in the building? Good Friday, everyone. Hey, Keon, you know you won that ball. I meant to message you. I had it typed up and sent it. That's one. That's awesome. Maybe 51 in September. I just blessed to see another birthday, sir. I haven't seen one yet. So the comparison. Let's go, Drew. About time. Thank you, Larry. It is about time that Drew jump on the center stage. And like he said, he hopes this is just the first of many. And so do I, because you guys are gonna see it. Our personalities match. We're like brothers. It's so much fun for us. And here's the thing: we didn't even talk smack today because normally we talk smack. But Keon, you did win the bid for that ball, though. Just so you know. Again, I meant to message you, but I get kind of busy, so I'm kind of slow roll. I slow things out. But yeah, you won that bid for that ball for $20. That's right, guys. Y'all heard it. Keon won the bid for the ball for $20. Drilled up the black hole yesterday. Loved the look. However, lane burned up, switched out quick. It sees friction, and man, it wants to go. I bet it do. What's up, Josh? How you doing, good brother? Josh is in the building. 51. 9 years ago, I was 51. Well, Steve, I got news for you. After this, I ain't changing. I'm going to say 51 until I'm gone. So, Keon, I'll message you, get in contact with you, tell you what we got to do to get that ball down to you. What's going on, Oliver? It's been a while. How you doing, my good brother? I hope everything good with you. So yeah, so the Sigma is going to be with Drew. It's a dual comparison. Me and Drew, what I'm looking for, what he looking for. I think it went great. He took center stage. He shined, and that's exactly how we needed it to be. No, thank you for getting it out of my house. I told you, I'm trying to do this all the time. I got too many bowling balls. We can put balls up for bid all the time. But they just got to be bid on Discord. That's the only thing. It can't be on YouTube. So if it happens to be a ball that we're going to put up and you want it, it'll be put up on YouTube, on Discord, I mean. So the Sigma's not bad. Drew loves it, but he's a motive guy. I think it's okay. I just it just needs to surface for me. Plus, I don't pick it up very well. Like I can't tell when it's going to be reading the body of the lane. Oh, and we will be live on Sunday. It'll just be, remember, like at 7:45. If I'm gonna be running late, I'll let you guys know, but I'm hoping it don't. Okay, so let's get into some meat and potatoes. When we're having a conversation about bowling, do any of you ever feel like I have to dumb down the conversation so you understand it? That's question number one. Do you guys feel like I have to dumb down the conversation so you understand it? That's the first question I gotta ask. That's what's up. Having fun is what it's all about. Fun always that. Bowling for our team, we're always having fun, but oh, that's a great question. Keon, what ball did you get for your birthday? Do you guys feel like I have to dumb it down when we're talking bowling? And if I do happen to be talking about something that you don't understand, do I do a good job of clarifying it if you ask me to? Here's why I'm saying it, because I'm noticing it's like a lot of content creators feel like that they are smarter than the average bowler. It's not just content creators. I'm starting to notice like pro shop operators feel like they're smarter in general than bowlers. Does anybody else ever feel like that? Like pro shop operators feel like they're up here and you as a bowler are down here. Does anybody else ever feel like that? Because I have a big gripe with that. Because if they're so good, why do they get things so bad? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, as a whole, I mean, as a whole in itself, I just I just find it asinine that people would come off that way. My PSO gifted me the Zero Mercy salad. That's what's up. Good, Oliver. I'm glad. Well, here's the thing. I talk to y'all like normal people. I don't talk to you. I don't try to talk down to you or anything else. Why? What's going on, Red? That's not how. Yep, I feel like that. It's not how it's supposed to be. It's not. That's not conducive. If I say something you don't understand, you ask the question. It's hyperbole to think that I'm superior. So I could be like, hey, I went to Kegel to learn how to coach. So I know more than you. I can say, hey, I went to Kegel to learn how to be uh, a PSO, pro shop operator. It's true. I did go. So I can say, hey, I know a lot more than you. But what does that get us? Somebody that's been in bowling for 30 years can say, I know every single bowling terminology word. How does that make them superior to you? I know how to drill dual angle and I know how to drill. Okay, great. But what is that? How does that, you know, that's the thing. Like, no, coach, you have more knowledge, but you always break everything down for us. Thanks, Larry. Pro shop operator try to tell me my PAP wasn't important. What? Are you kidding me right now? So okay, so let's yo, you need a new PSO. That's what you need for out. Okay, so check this out. Let's wrap on this real quick. When I'm doing ball reviews, right? I'm not trying to get super technical inside a ball review. Here's the reason why. Ready? I will tell you what my layout is, just in case you're curious. Sometimes I'll mention my PAP. Um, 5 and 1/16 up. No, 5 and 5/16 up. Five and 5/16 and a quarter up. Yeah, I think it's a quarter up, something like that. I tell you guys sometimes what that is. Why is that important? It's not. It's not. It's not. Unless your PAP is exact same as mine, your pin location won't be where mine is. So why do I need to get into that in detail when the odds are that one out of every, I don't know, 1,000 people got the same PAP, one every 10,000, something like that. So going into all that information, I might sound like a tech whiz, but it's unimportant. What's important is, here's what's important: the ball shape. That's important. What else is important? When the ball starts to read the lane, that's important. Especially if I'm throwing in a house shot and you're throwing in a house shot. Now, if your house shot has more friction than mine, it's going to read earlier. If your house has newer panels, it can read later. So the shape of the ball is always still going to be what? The shape of the ball. Now, to let you watch the ball come off the wet to the dry, how it reacts from the wet to the dry, that's always going to be the same. Now, can it be later or earlier in your house? Yes, it can, but the reaction's still going to be the same. Now, what do you take into account? Rev rate. Because if my rev rate is 450 plus and yours is 200, the ball's going to react slightly different. For me, it'll be slightly more aggressive. For you, it'll be less aggressive. But the shape is still going to be the same. See, these are the things that make sense. These are the things that matter to you. All the other things do not matter. Okay? The core, 2.52, that matters to you. A 0.043 differential, that's going to matter to you. Why? Because that's going to give us the core numbers to tell us what the ball should do. Now, here's another issue. Everybody makes these big things about the core numbers of the ball. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes balls don't perform like the core numbers. Fact number one: Apex Jackal does not perform like the numbers. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. That dog going crazy. Nobody knows why. He just barks for no reason. Who, Jay? Oh, I'm sorry. Who, Jason? Oh, all right. So sorry about that. I definitely do apologize. My son's got to let the dog outside. He's barking at my nephew. Um, okay, so no. Okay, seriously, stop being clear in your explanation. Stop being clear in your explanation. It makes sense, Coach. Well, okay. Oh, I changed my grips, Revs. Thank you for reminding me. No, I changed it in the wrong ball though. No, I changed it in the ball that I needed to, but I need to change it again. Okay, so listen. So right, so when you're watching a video, those are the things that make sense. Here's a fact. Somebody throwing strikes with a ball does nothing for you. It's a fact. Here's another fact. Somebody somebody only throwing strikes doesn't benefit you. It doesn't, because what benefit somebody running off at the mouth about core numbers and all those things all the time. You could actually hit the mute button. You can hit the mute button. You can hit the mute button, right? On my channel, on my videos, and learn everything you need to learn. And I'm not saying do that. I'm saying that that's the reality. You can do that. You can hit the mute button on anybody's videos and learn, because you're watching the behaviors of the ball, not the man. Now, the man rolling the ball, I mean, it's nice to see his mechanics and all those things, but I don't know if you notice this. Everybody's different. Everybody throws it different. Everybody lines different. Everybody gets it to the line different. I mean, when you get to a certain level, a lot of people have the same similarities, but they're different but the same. So when people are spewing off like that, it's unimportant to me. You know what I'm saying? Why do I make the content? I make the content because I love to make it. I love to share with you guys. I like voicing my opinion. If somebody leaves me a bad comment, I don't care. Matter of fact, they better hope I'm not in the mood to argue, because if I am, and some of y'all seen it, I'll argue with you. If I'm not, then I just let it go. I had a pro shop guy tell me PAP wasn't important either. I never went back. Revs, you're a smart man. You're a smart man. So, do you guys know why? Can anybody tell me why a pro shop operator would tell you that your PAP does not matter? Anybody? Can anybody tell me why they say it don't matter? Can anybody share with me and tell me why they think a PSO would tell you your PAP don't matter? Now, you're because the ball's going to do what it's supposed to do. That was his reasoning. Because the ball's going to do what it's supposed to do. I've had my PAP checked 3 times in the last year, and it changed from early 2025 March to 2026, and now it's 4 5 10 16 1 up. Was checked a few weeks ago, and it's still the same. Okay, that's a good thing. But sometimes if as you're improving, your PAP can change. As you get older, it can change if your body don't do the same thing anymore. They tell you that because they want your money and not your opinion. That's not why, Larry, but that's good. They do want your money. But that's a great guess too. Anybody else got any guesses? And there's no right or wrong. Anybody else got guesses why a PSO would tell you that your PAP don't matter? Now, if listen, there's circumstances where it don't. If you're a beginner bowler, it don't matter. If you're a bowler that's approaching 200 and you want to start bowling in tournaments and stuff, it matters. It matters. It really matters. What's going on, GB? How you doing, Playboy? So, does anybody else want to take a guess before I break this down as to why? And when I tell you why, you're going to be like, what? That's stupid. But if your pro shop operator tells you your PAP don't matter and you want to become a better bowler and competitive bowler, and they tell, because Rebs is a competitive bowler. Who else said that the PSO told him that it don't matter? Rev said that. Josh said that, and Josh is competitive too. So all you guys are competitive bowlers. So when a PSO tell you some garbage like that, there's a reason behind it. The question is, do you guys know what the reason is behind it? Because, so here's a question. Does anybody know what a PSO would drew your ball if they don't get your PSO? Do anybody know what it would be? What they would? Does anybody know what they would put as your PAP? Anybody? I'm not getting no answers, guys. I'm not getting no answers. I'm just gonna have to start dropping some knowledge. It's better when I get participation. Coach, you should make a video on how to stay ahead of bowling transition. I could do that. I gotta look it up. Might just change. You ain't gotta look it up. No, 4.5. No, but that's a good guess. Okay, so the number that a PSO will put your bowling ball is like a default 5 and 1 up, 5 inches and then 1 up. So I'm going to just tell you why. Here's the reason why. What's going on, Too Tall, my good brother? The reason why a PSO would tell you that okay, first of all, they drill it 5 and 1 up. The reason why they're going to tell you that it doesn't matter is because the reality is they don't want to take the time to do it. A PSO feels like their time is so valuable that they don't want to take the 6 minutes that it would take you to go out there and do it. And most of the time, it won't take you 6 minutes. Sean called me the other day, said, Coach, can you come get my PAP? I'm having problems. I said, sure. He warmed up, he threw 4 shots, I had his PAP. In 4 shots, I had his PAP, tilt, and axis rotation. That easy. And here's the thing. I didn't use his old PAP. Nope, sure didn't. I watched him throw the ball. I looked at his track, measured down, put the tape, had to move the tape once, and that was twice. Sorry, I moved the tape twice. So in 4 shots, I had his PAP once he was warmed up. So once he was warmed up, it took what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops? How many shots you get in 4 minutes? I mean, how long say you do 4 shots? That's how long it took. But most pro shops operators tell you they're too busy to do it. That they don't tell you that, but they act as if they're too busy to do it. You walk to a pro shop operator is sitting in his chair on his phone. And instead of him going out and getting it with you, oh, there's no need. And you know what most bad PSOs will do? They'll ask you, do you have a bowling ball? And then they'll just take the layout from the bowling ball. They won't even check and see if your fit is right. They won't even check to see if the fit is correct. Steve, are you still there? Steve can tell you firsthand that sometimes your fit is bad and they don't even check it. Steve had to travel an hour and a half to get right. And the reality is that Steve could have came here with me. He could have came here with me. I would have been more than happy to help him out, but I sent him to up there to Tom Carter, so it worked out for perfect. You don't know your PAP, you better get that, man. Probably a standard layout, but they need your measurements for that. Yeah, it is a standard. It is a standard layout. What about brand new bowlers buying a top of the line ball? Now the pressure's on the PSO to figure out. No, it's not on the PSO because Here's the reality. They don't know what they don't know. A new bowler walks into a pro shop, right? First and foremost, he doesn't know the game, so the PSO is going to sell him whatever he wants. So then he's like, "Ooh, I want that shiny new $250 ball because I seen somebody throw a 250 with it." So the PSO is going to drill him, no PAP, no nothing. But here's the thing: that new bowler that you're talking about, Steve, he don't know that he's supposed to have a PAP. He don't know that he's supposed to have his rotation. He don't know. He don't know anything. Hell, he doesn't even know if his span is correct or not. Steve, you're a very expensive. You're a very experienced bowler. You've been bowling for a long ass time. You're a really high quality bowler. Your PSO could not get your thumb right. It took me and you on a phone call for 30 minutes for you to explain to me what was wrong, me to tell you what the answer and solution is. And then because it was further away from me, you to come see me, I sent you to Tom Carter and they got you right. Just like that. Steve, am I right or am I wrong? Now, I'm not saying your pro shop operator is not a good guy. That never came out my mouth. But I'm saying he don't know what he's doing because if he did, he'd have got it right. See, here's the reality, right? If a PSO operator is good, he'd rather get it right the first time so he doesn't have to worry about it again. But that's not what you get. And then you got people spitting all this god daggone hyperbole out there. I can say things, but you won't understand it. Get the hell out of here. Ain't none of y'all stupid. Y'all bowlers. You get it. 5 over, 1 up. Yep. Messed up my P2 because my actual PAP is 0 up. That what? Yep, 3 3/4. I'm actually 5 3/4 for me. The ball. See, look, too tall telling you how it is right there. Too tall telling you right there. And this happens more often than it does not. And listen, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. I'm not. And Steve, I think it's thankful that your thumbs feel better. I'm not saying. Yes, I am. I'm saying that pro shop operators can be a reason why somebody stops bowling. Here's an example. Steve says right here, look, I'm going to come back up to y'all messages, but Steve says right here, true story, everything that I said about Steve. Steve was thinking about taking some time away from bowling because his thumb was getting messed up. Nobody wants to bowl while they're in pain. But instead of taking the time to understand it and fix the issue, nothing. Crickets. See, it's the behaviors of man that you have to watch. You know what I'm saying? They do that too. Ask you to leave a ball to measure by. That's crazy. No, it is crazy, but they do it. Listen, because somebody has been a pro shop operator for 20 years, don't make them good. It don't make them good. Because somebody's been a pro shop operator for 20 years and got a whole bunch of bowling terminology, don't make you good at what you do. You feel me? That's how I get down. Now, some people be like, well, Coach C be, nah, Coach C keep it a buck. I keep it real. Anybody want to come at me? You want to test the knowledge? Anytime you want. You after 20 years of bowling, you may know terminology I don't know. But I'll tell you what, test my mode if you want to. What's good, Keon? Just got to laughing in the while bowling in the sweeper tomorrow with my wife. Is that for your league too tall, or is that just something you and your wife decided to do? Yo, y'all see what Steve just said? Steve said he was so close to quitting because of his thumb. And Steve is a high quality, high character bowler. Nobody wants to bowl when they're hurt, man. That's a fact. This is not a game. Nobody wants to hurt when they're bowling. Nobody wants to bowl when they're hurt, especially your fingers, your thumbs, and these are important. Like your fingers right there. If your fingers are messed up, it can be your pitches are bad or your tips are too small. You know what I'm saying? Squeezing the ball is bad. You shouldn't have to do that either. You know what I mean? You got to make sure your tape isn't. You got to make sure your tape isn't too tight, or your thumbs ain't too tight or too loose, because you don't want to be squeezed. You want that correct amount of pressure. Sorry, I got all these teenage boys over here, man. They trying to get a little rowdy. I'm gonna have to get rowdy on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good luck, Too Tall, but you ain't gonna need luck. Too Tall is good and his wife is better. But Too Tall's gaining on it though. Now I got 4 balls to plug and re-drill the new span. Yeah, but here's the part that you gotta watch out for, Steve. When you take your new span into the pro shop, right? You need the pro shop operator to be smart enough to drill the new measurements. And Steve, this is what I'm going to tell you. You fit them balls. If you're smart, I don't know how. See, I can feel the difference, but that's just me. But I would measure it to make sure that it's right. If it's not, I would make him fix it until he get it right. That's a fact. That is a fact. But Steve is my prime example. Steve was having problems, guys, and Steve can testify to this. Steve was ready to stop bowling. And when he was ready to stop, we talked for about a half hour. He he was ready to stop. We talked for about a half hour. I think it was about a half hour, maybe a little longer. And I explained to him what the problem was, why it was happening, and how to fix it. Steve was like, "Yo, I was going to come down." He was because Steve was like, "He'll come down here to let me fix it," but that's like 6 hours away from Steve. So I was like, "Look, there's a guy that's not too far from you, Tom Carter." So he went and got that fixed. Now, just to think, and this is what I want y'all to understand: if Steve would not have had that conversation with me, he may not be bowling right now. He may have checked out for the summer or whatever, whatever, because again, nobody wants to bowl while they're hurt. Now, a lot of people say I got the answers. I'm not one of those people. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to give you information that I don't know. I'm not going to talk over my head. I'm not going to try to drop a whole bunch of high quality verbiage to try to make me seem like I am more more sorry about the hand, more intelligent than I am, because that's not what needs to be. Let's see. I almost stopped because my last pro shot has drilling almost destroyed my hand. Yep, Revs, that happens all the time. Almost became brain hand. Yeah, that happens. Pro shop operators can really mess you up, man. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like when you guys are watching other channels, and I want you to watch them. Don't just be a one ship thing. Watch everybody, but understand when you're watching them. Understand when you're watching them, it's with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Watching a review is a review. Just be careful what you understand. That's all. Now you can see why. Now you can see when major league pitchers get blisters. He goes on the DL to heal. It sucks. Yeah, facts. Facts. Thanks, Kia and GB. I've been working with my wife on her span and thumb pitch too. So hopefully she's gonna put some big scores. Hey, Too Tall, if you need help with that, all you gotta do is give me a call, man. I'll walk you through it. And I know you've been drilling for a minute, but there's a lot of nuances that go with it. But I know you know what you're doing, so we're good. I know how smart you are. Trust me, I talk to you. But if you have any issues or anything like that, I'm more than willing to help. I can walk you through it. Oh, the PSO has done 2 already. And it's a huge difference. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a huge difference, Steve. When it's right, and you know it when it's right. Except for you, coach. You are always bowling hurt at one point. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I'm do as I say, not as I do. But Larry, there's a big difference. I want you to understand. Larry, there's a huge difference between bowling hurt and bowling with your bowling hand hurt. Like your thumb and fingers, that's bad. Because so check this out. This is something that you guys got to understand. If your fit is bad, it can hurt your thumb, it can hurt your fingers, it can cause you to have pain in the back of your hand, it can cause you to have pain in your wrist. Oh yeah, a bad fit can cause all of those issues and more. These are this is what these are things you got to understand. A bad fit causes major issues. Revs, wrong-handed always come to the right side. No, Revs is on the smart side. I used to be right-handed and left-handed. How you used to be? What's up? What's up, PHO? How you used to be? I'm still both. I've been really. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I have been really, really contemplating going lefty full time. I mean, really. But my spare game has gotten so good right-handed that I almost don't want to make the jump. But I'm really considering it. I'm really, really considering it. But I feel like my spare game is going to be about 90% or better by the end of the summer. And then my spare shooting is at 90% or better by the end of the summer. Then I might as well just jump into PBA 50s and PBA regionals and just try it out. Was back when I learned and my auntie made me choose. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I think you chose the right side. Although Steve wants you to come over to the dark side, but I don't mind. But see, guys, listen. The reason why I tell you guys this, and is because you need to know. You really need to understand and know, especially if you want to become better and be a competitive bowler, which all of you do. You can't get there with the wrong combination of ball and PSO. It just don't work. You need somebody who's willing to take the time. You will. That's like you walking into a pro shop. Tell me if anybody's ever seen this. Somebody walks into the pro shop. They say, "Hey, I want to buy this ball." PSO says, "Okay." He rings you up and says, "Come back in 2 days. It'll be ready." Or come back tomorrow at 3. It'll be ready. Has anybody ever a pro shop operator tell you that? I can only throw a bowling ball left-handed. Everything else I'm right-handed. Oh, okay. See, I can do everything with both equally. But my rev rate higher left-handed. Although it's been such a long time that my mechanics aren't as tight as they should be, but I can have my mechanics tight in a matter of a day or two. Rev said, "Yep, he's had a pro shop." So Rev's the only person had a PSO that they've ever seen tell somebody be back tomorrow to pick up a ball. Here's a question: how can a PSO drill you a bowling ball and he's never seen you bowl? Is he drilling that ball for you? So a PSO has never seen you bowl. Just get your measurements until you come back and get your ball. Who's he drilling it for? Or what is he drilling it for? Because he can't be drilling it for you. I'm being serious. Okay, so check this out. Anybody ever have to move in when they're bowling and none of their bowling balls will get around the corner? Anybody ever had that problem before? Anybody ever go to the pro shop and get 3 balls drilled and your pin location for every bowling ball is the exact same? PHO said definitely. Red said, yep. How about that? Anybody go to the pro shop and all your balls are drilled the exact same? So Your balls are drilled the exact same, and you don't have a ball to get around the corner. No matter what you do, that ball does not get around the corner. Anybody ever had that problem? Anybody? And then if you go to the pro shop and you're like, my ball don't hook, what do they tell you? Oh, that's user error. I'm having that problem with my Bionic. What layouts on it? What layouts on your Bionic? What surface do you got on your Bionic? And when you had the Bionic drill, did they get your PAP? Three questions. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my Bionic faded. Doesn't it doesn't it's not like it was out of box. But all those things matter. Your PAP, your all those things matter. How balls drilled, pin location, all that stuff matters. One of the worst PSOs before the one I have now, he wasn't customer friendly. You really couldn't talk to him. To me, he felt like he was better than everyone, unless you're a very good bowler. Yeah, that's the worst kind of PSO on planet. Larry said I've seen that before, coach. That's the worst kind on planet Earth. His job as a PSO is to help you, as not a good bowler, to become a good bowler. His job is to become invaluable. My PSO doesn't believe in PAPs. I do have a smoother layout on it. Probably at 3,000. Okay, and what's the layout though? I mean, is it drilled to start up early? Is it drilled to go later? I mean, because if it's drilled to start up early, it would make sense if it's burning up energy early. It ain't gonna have the energy to get down around the lane later. Also, your PSO not worried about PAP. That's insane. Here's a reality. PHO, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm just asking for a friend. You tell your pro shop operator, hey, I want this ball to go long, 45 feet. I want it to get to the end of the pattern, and then I want it to go left, right? You tell him that. And he say, okay, cool. I'm going to drill this up for you. How the hell, excuse my language, I apologize ahead of time. How the hell is he going to drill that ball for you so that it gets down the lane and it restores all that energy? How's he going to do that? Give me a second, guys. I gotta grab something. I gotta grab a thingy majiggy. Sorry, my laptop was about to die. I had to grab the cord to plug it in. My apologies. Ha! I win. Okay, so. Oh, snap. My bad. There we go. All right, so messing stuff up. Okay, so again, if your PSO is going to drill you a ball because you need the ball to get some length, you would like to get to the end of the pattern or closest to the end of the pattern you can get for your house shot, and then you want it to turn a corner. What's up, Scott? How you doing, my good brother? So you want the ball to go long, turn a corner, right? And this is something, PHO, I want you to ask your pro shop operator. Ask him. And you can tell him I told him you to ask. And tell him, you can have my number, tell him he can call me. Look, he don't want me to come and show him how to do his job because I sure as hell will come to LA to show him. And that you can take to the bank. So go to your PSO operator and say, hey, check this out. And this is how I want you to address it. I want you to say to him, I want a ball. And I want that ball to go long to get to the end of the pattern. And then I want that ball to dive left. Okay? So if this fool tell you you need this ball and blah blah, no. Because the reality is this. You need a 5-inch pin. Okay. 5-inch pin. But he's gonna test your 5-inch pin based off of no PAP. He's just gonna do what? Because of no PAP, it can end up being a 3-inch pin. It can end up being a short pin. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know what he's doing to calculate what he's doing. You understand what I'm saying? I really don't much about layout. See, I understand, but you know what, PHO, you have access to Too Tall knows layouts. You have access to somebody that can help you in that regard. I'm telling you this. Your PSO cannot drill you a bowling ball that's going to start up late. I mean, I guess he could based on 5 and 1 up, but I don't know how that ball is going to perform for you. What if your PAP is 3 1/4 down, 3 1/4 down? Then what? Once he gets back from his next surgery, I'll definitely ask bariatric. He's over 84 years old, so maybe it's too much work for the senior. Okay, that's a possibility. And also at 84, he may not understand how to get your PAP. That may be knowledge he didn't forgot. Problem is, one thing I'm not having with my bionic PHO. What? Problem is, one thing I'm not having. So you're saying your bionic is getting around the corner doing it. My bionic don't hook at all. So I just put 70 by 3.5 by 20 on the black hole. Strongest layout I have on any ball. Is that ball asymmetrical or symmetrical? I'm not sure right off the top of my hand. Is that symmetrical? But 3.5 is definitely strong on a ball. The 20 don't mean anything to me. That just means when it's starting. I don't. That when it's starting up, that's okay. That 3.5 is strong. It is. We bowled last night in league. Oh, you bowled league with Too Tall? You got to utilize him, dog. Too Tall know what he doing. I'm sure he'd help. My pro shop guy says he doesn't need to see me throw the ball. He said he just needs to see the oil track. How do you feel about that? I don't know. It's asymmetrical. Okay. So that 70 is giving it some length. Why wouldn't you just start that thing? Why wouldn't you just make that at like 55 or something like that? But 70s, I guess, well, it's giving you a little more length than at 55, and then it's digging in. Okay. So, because that 3.5 more, the ball's going to touch the ground, creating more flare. So, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so back to you right here. Seeing the track. That tells you your tilt and your rotation. It doesn't tell you anything else. What is your okay, so Scott, what would the PSO say if you have two different tracks? Like if you have two different releases, then what? because a lot of times a lot of bowlers have two different releases. They release the ball multiple ways, especially those that aren't at those who the higher your average get, the more consistent your release becomes, right? But you still have anomalies where their release their changes based on just random changes, like they throw one ball this way, next ball that way, one ball this way, one ball that way, right? So so that's where the issue comes in. Do I believe that a PSO can understand you as a bowler by the track on your ball? The answer is absolutely positively no. I do not believe that at all. I just don't. If your PSO comes out and watch you bowl and you're bowling and you're releasing the ball very, very bad, or your timing's messed up or any of those things, he might be able to help you. Um, because the reality is if you can roll the ball better, then you become better. Um, which means you'll keep coming back. That would be my goal, right? I would never tell somebody I know the bowler you are by your ball track. And here's what's funny, right? Some balls flare more than others. So here, Scott, let me ask you this. How many bowling balls you got, Scott? The reason why I'm asking you this is one razor question. Is your flare lines always in the same spot on every one of your balls? Great question, isn't it? Wouldn't we have to throw a couple of times to make sure the oil track doesn't change? Yeah. But that's not my point. My point is this. Do any of you guys got multiple balls, right? Tanks, urethane, reactive, pearls. Is your flare lines always in the same exact spot? Easy question. Hey, Too Tall, you might need to help your boy PHO out a little bit with his layouts and his PAP. If you have any questions, all you gotta do is call me. I'll walk you through it. Just got unlocked a little bit ago. All right. PHO takes my PAP every time he drills a ball for me, and he sees if it's changed. And okay, that's a good guy. And he watches me throw the ball and points out things in my. That's a good PSO, Keon. That guy right there, I like him. He's a good one. I like him. That guy I like. All right, so PHO, you're saying that your ball, you're saying that your track on your balls when using different balls are different, right? That's what you're saying. Yes to, right, PHO? I need you to confirm that for me. And then I'm gonna say what I need to say. Well, at the hotel right now. You're ready to go to dinner. Okay. So yeah, PHO, I need you to confirm that you have different tracks on different bowling balls. Like they're different spots. Anybody else? If you have multiple bowling balls, Too Tall, you too. Is your flare lines on every ball always in the exact same spot? Yes, that's correct. Okay. You can send me the bionic coach. Hey, I can't. Keon, ain't that the ball that you no, I can't. I think ain't that the ball that Keon won in the raffle? I mean in the bid? Ain't that the one he won in the bid? I don't even look at my flare lines like that. Okay, but Scott, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to. Because I'm telling you, just like PHO just said, his flare lines, depending on what ball it is, are in different places. So How can your PSO know what kind of bowler you are by your flare lines? If your flare lines change, they get bigger, they get thinner, depending on the flare of the bowling ball, depending on the ball rotation. It can be in different spots. It can be a little further left, a little further right. It's funny. These new balls, the company tell you what the flare is according to their tests. Storm is a great example of this, especially these AI cores. Okay, they're telling you what they think, not what they know. Now, they'd be like, it's a possibility of having a 5-inch flare line, and sometimes it is, depending on the person. And sometimes they say it's smaller. Again, it can depend on the person. Yeah, we talked last night about that at League. I found PAP before, but need to learn a little more about two-handed layouts. Like I said, Too Tall, you call me, I'll walk you right through it, bro. It's not that complicated. Yeah, I go to my hometown and get my PAP tested. My pro shop guy, where I'm at now, only drills when it comes to measurements. So that's what I'm trying to say, Scott. The dude that only drills according to measurements, he need help. I'm not trying to make fun of my man's. I'm just telling you what the reality of the situation is. He needs help because he says all I need to do is see your flare lines. Well, okay. Well, you should say if that's the case, then here give them 4 different balls with 4 different flare lines and say, okay, so which one are you going to elect to use? This one's an inch and a half away from this one. This one is 5/16 away from this one, and this one is 2 inches away from this one. Which one are you going to use? My flare lines are different on all my balls. It has to deal with my layout and the type of ball. My smallest flare lines are on my crown breaker. See, and that's my whole point. It's predicated on the previous layouts that are on the other balls. That's my point. So the PSO that tells you that don't know anything. Or you know what? It's not that he don't know anything. He's banking on you not knowing anything. That way he can drill you the way he wants to drill you, which is faster for him, easier for him, and he ain't got to worry about no numbers. I understand that. That's why I only bring him measuring for me being. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, my track is pretty consistent. Also, my PAP hasn't changed, and the last 2 times my coach checked it. Good, good. That's consistency in your release. That's good. Does it all as you improve though? As you improve, it's going to change. It's inevitable. Listen, here's the reality. And this is what I'm trying to teach you. This is the coachable moment for me to you. And yes, I may have rambled to get here, but here's the reality. You're spending your money to get the best for you. If they can't do that, don't give them your money. Steve, don't get mad at me. I'm using you as an example. Steve buys a lot of bowling balls. His PSO makes a lot of money off of Steve. Steve should go buy his bowling balls anywhere else but at his PSO. Because the fact of the matter is, the dude, as much money as Steve spends, he should make sure that he invests the time in Steve to make sure everything for Steve is perfect. Perfectly pristine for Steve. Make sure that they're working for you. Coach, I'm gonna hit you up for sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. Hit me up, Too Tall. You know you got the number. Steve, you can use it anytime you want. I'll walk you through it. I got stuff I can send you. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you stuff I can send you to help you out with it. Absolutely. Listen, this is what you guys don't understand. Anything you need, all you got to do is ask. If you drill and stuff like that, I got all kind of material I can send you about drilling dual angles, um, single angles, all of it. Drilling one-handed, two-handed, doesn't matter. I can send it to you. Drilling for two fingers like two headed, so I can send all that to you. I'm not like, hey, I got all this information. You got to pay me to get every little drop out of me. Come on, man. I'm trying to help y'all be better. I can't do that if I don't stand on my square. You know what I'm saying? I do stand on my square. When I tell y'all I can do it now, here's the reality. I am a busy man. So can I always get things done like this? No, I do not. Sometimes I need reminders because again, I'm busy. I'm being pulled in a lot of directions. So I'll always make sure I get y'all what y'all need. And that's a promise. Sometimes you just gotta be on me because I'm a little slower because I am busy coaching and bowling and everything else I got going on. And I'm a family man too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to help. And Too Tall, anything you need, you got. But again, guys, listen to me. When you go and you drop money on bowling balls, do you understand me? You make sure you're getting what you're paying for. If they can't take the time to get your PAP, then tell them thank you, but no thank you. I'll go to somebody that will. That's what I'm telling you. If you're going to be a tournament bowler, you need a bowling ball that's going to get down the lane and do what you want it to do. Then you need to have that guy drill it the way you need it. If he cannot take the time to get your PAP tilt and rotation and make sure that that ball is drilled for you to do what you want it to do, then take your money somewhere else and go get it done by somebody that can. That's what I'm telling you. If they don't like what I'm telling you, I don't care because I'm looking out for your best interest, not nobody else's. You dig what I'm saying? That's a fact. And for other content creators to think that their rap is so strong and their diction is so strong that you can't understand what they're spitting, come on, man, stop it. That's somebody calling you inadvertently stupid, and you're supposed to be like, okay, Too Tall, I have a couple left-handed bowling balls that we can plug and drill experiment on. I'm telling you what, PHO, if Too Tall calls me, we get this together. There ain't no experiment. We'll just get it done. Tom Carter said one reason my span changed from day one till he drilled it was muscles between the thumb and the front finger got stronger and beefier. I was bowling a ton and muscles got stronger and tighter. That's true. That can happen, Steve. That's true. However, Steve, you know and I both know that as a PSO, you take everything into account. It's funny, Steve. I figured that information out by talking to you on the phone. I didn't even see you. Hey, nah, it's a pleasure, PHO. I'm just trying to do everything better to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn layouts. I've only been bowling for a year, but it seems like what I have is working pretty good. It's just getting confused me because okay, well, bowling for a year, just take your time and learn it. But Scott, here's what I'm going to tell you, and it may sound a little weird, but you feel like they're working pretty well. But it's one of those situations, and take this with a grain of salt. You only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So you've been bowling a year. What's your average, Steve? Just give me the ball. Scott, sorry, what's your average? Because what you don't realize, Scott, is a ball that's drilled correctly, fit correctly, and for you can raise your average 20 pins. Facts. Facts. Believe it when I tell you. If you do a comparison between left hand and right hand, you can see the right hand is tighter by the muscles between the thumb and the first finger. Weird. No, you can. That's mine too. You can. Well, not mine as much anymore since I'm bowling both hands, but you can. You can. Your flexibility in your thumbs also change. The play with your thumb also changes. And also your fingers too. It's a fact. But Steve, I want you to think about this. I walked you through the issue with just seeing pictures of your thumb. You know what I'm talking about? It's not hard. So you're telling me I could do over the phone and with pictures what your PSO can't do in person? That don't translate very well. For sure, PHO, the 4th of July holiday, we're gonna work on it. I straightened out layouts and fit issues before me and Coach got it. Yeah, we're gonna get you right, bro. That's a promise. We'll get you right. And Too Tall, I'll walk you through everything, man. It's not complicated, and you already drill anyway, so we'll make sure that we get everything the way we need to. Um, so I don't want everything to look good on my house shot. I'll get better understanding when I go on the different patterns and different houses. Yes, you will. You'll understand. You'll understand what you need to. Um, when I say bowling for a year, I quit when I turned 14, and I jumped back in, and I just turned 40. Okay, so you took some time off. Okay, I got you. Um, just do me a favor, Scott. When you're bowling, when you hold your ball, just make sure that there's no daylight, man. That's a big thing. That's about your fit. Make sure you're not squeezing the ball. Sunday, I'm going to try and stay ahead of transition. Sunday. I've never done it that way. Um, Staying ahead of transition can be a little tricky. Um, so before we get off, I'm gonna explain something. For those of you who know that Coach C, me, I'm a little bit colorblind. Okay, a lot colorblind, but anyway. Um, I have problems when it comes to darker balls like the Sigma. I'm gonna use that as an example. I have a problem with it because I can't pick up when the core kicks. What happens when the core kicks in is the ball tends to stand up. No, don't tend to, it does. It stands up. And you can see when it starts to change direction. Everybody agree with that? So when you're trying to stay ahead of transition, there's tells that you can see visually that tells you it's time to move. For example, if you're bowling on a house shot, and I'm just using this as an example, say you're playing 15-7, right? And you're on a 4-bagger or a 5-bagger, and the ball is coming off the wet to the dry about 40 feet, right? Because remember, your house shot is like a Christmas tree. And say it's spitting out and it's catching the lane about 40 feet and is rolling to the pocket. Okay. Now, say you're on that bagger and you throw a shot, and instead of reading at 40 feet, now because you don't have lane markers, like at Park Lanes, we have that line that go across the lane. When you're watching a ball review, look at that line. There's a line that goes across the lane. There's always something to help you. Now, say the ball, instead of reaching that line, it hooks about a foot earlier and the ball reads a little high. That's a tell. That ball just told you. Now, when I say start to hook, that means it stood up about a foot earlier than that line. That means it started to turn a corner a foot earlier. That's telling you. And if you hit your if you miss your mark, don't make an adjustment. Now, if you hit that mark 15-7, and it stood up at 39 feet instead of 40 feet, it just told you you're hitting transition. Now, even though you carried it, it was a touch high. Most people won't see it and they will not move. That's a fact. But the reality is that ball just read a foot earlier. So it told you it's time for you to move that either 1-on-1, 2-on-1, whatever. It told you. That's why for me, my visual of the bowling ball is so important. That's why. Because it visually is going to tell me, okay, that core just kicked in at 40 feet. Okay, we good. Okay, that core just kicked in at 36, 38 feet. Okay, we moving. And it's probably not a little move. Now I know I got to make a 4 and 2 move. You know what I'm saying? So now I make that 4 and 2, 5 and 3 move, and now I'm back to where it's reading at 40 feet. That's why it's so important. That's why the Max Trail Pearls, the Ion Maxes, the Viking Conquest, the Super Clutch, the Evoke Mayhem. Where else? What else are we talking about? These are balls, the Ion Max Pearls. These are balls that have color differentials to where the swirl patterns, I can see them very well. So I can tell when the core stands up. So this is something that you guys got to start visually watching. Now, some of you, it doesn't matter what color the ball is, you can see when the core kicks. Those are important. If you are a 2+ average bowler, how many of you guys in here are 2+ average bowler that watched for that? How many of you guys are 2+ average bowlers that actually watch the core kick to tell you when the lanes are going to transition? Oh, I'm not squeezing. I was at first. PSO, my thumb out, the hole out. Made me squeeze. Oh, okay, I get it. I figured it out. Got another one drilled. So now I don't squeeze the ball. Okay, good. Anybody? Anybody? I wasn't happy with my gremlin, but pulled it out on the challenge pattern and had a good day. So that's what's getting tricky with layouts. Oh, once you know you see it. You mean, Steve, you mean once you know that's what you're supposed to look for? You mean once you know that's what you're looking for, you see it? Is that what you mean by once you know you see it? See, that's the key. Everybody wants to stay ahead of transit. Okay, good job, Steve. Everybody wants to know, like Red wants to stay ahead of transition, but they don't know how to see if they're running into transition. You feel me? They don't know. Knowing is half the battle. I'm telling you a cheat code way of knowing. Watch when the ball stands up. When the ball stands up, it's a definite giveaway. It is. When the ball stands up, it's a definite giveaway, right? Once you learn that and see it a few times, you know real quick things are changing. That's a fact. That's a fact. Steve, how do you know when your ball's standing up? How do you know, Steve? Here's a better question. Red, I hope you're listening to this. Do your ball stand up in the skid phase, the hook phase, or for the roll phase? Does any, and it's not just Red, anybody got the answer to that? It's like turning the light on in a dark room. It, when you figure that out, Steve, it is like a light bulb going off, like ding, ding. My ball looks like they're hitting the brakes and left turn signal was just put on. Okay. Okay. But Steve, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people that don't understand to see what they're looking for. What happens to a bowling ball when it stands up? Okay. So what happens to the ball when it stands up? What is the action that the ball does when it stands up? That's it. That's the question. What happens to a ball when a bowling ball stands up? The bowling ball starts to hook in its hook phase. A, red, a ball can start hooking at 20 feet. I mean, as soon as the cover, as soon as the cover catches the lane, it can start hooking. When you say stand up, are you making the move too early? No, 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 no. I'm saying um the court's trying to equalize. Okay, perfect Viking. The court's trying to equalize. What does that look like? All right, you actually see the thumb hole starts to go early into the roll phase. Okay, okay, Steve, you are way, way in the right direction. But what does the ball look like when it's in its roll phase? There's nobody has that answer. I'm sorry. Work is texting me, um, and I got a couple work emails I was handling. Okay, what does the roll phase look like, Steve? If you had to tell Red what it looked like, what does it look like? The ball rolls forward. Okay, the ball looks like it's rolling end over end instead of right to left. Perfect answer, Viking. But what else? It does what else? That it visually does. What does it do visually? That you can tell right away that it's in the roll phase, that it's the ball or that the core just is stood up and is stabilizing, equalizing itself. What does the ball do that you can visibly see? Nobody? Okay. So let me ask you, I'm asking for a friend because this is a lesson for today. Does it start rolling slower forward or does it get really, really, does it look like it speeds up going forward? See, that's the golden goose question. What do you guys think? See, if I just tell you, you may forget. But if you have to answer the question, I know you'll always remember. So right now, Red, what we're trying to do is teach you what to look for your transition. Because I can take you to the water. I can go get you a glass of water. But if I take you to the water hole and you know how to get back there, you'll always be able to do what you got to do. I'm guessing it look like it's speeding up. It looks like it's going faster. It does look like it's going faster. So when your ball reaches the end of the pattern and it stands up and the core starts to kick and stabilize, the ball does go forward and it looks like it's moving faster because it's rolling end over end faster, right? Now, that's what you're looking for. Every single shot, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for when that happens. When does my ball, where on the lane, from your first shot to your last shot, when does my ball start to turn the corner and go end over end? When does that happen? When does it go end over end and start going faster? When does that happen at 40 feet, 41 feet, 42 feet, 43 feet? That's what you're looking for. Because if you're hitting your mark within a three board miss room, right? One on each side. If you're hitting your mark in your break point and it starts to read that break point earlier, you got in transition. If it's starting to hit the break point and you're accurate and it's hitting it later, you're entering a little bit of carry down. You see where I'm going with this? It'll tell you everything you need to know. It's your job to read it. But how can you adjust for transition if you don't know what you're looking for? See, that's the catch 22. A lot of channels will tell you, oh, well, it's a transitioning. You don't know what the hell that means. You don't know what you're looking for either. But they can't tell you because they don't know how to. Or it's unimportant. Or they're just oblivious to the moment. Well, I'm telling you, if you want to understand transition, that's how. Watch when the ball stands up. When you hit the break point, your ball gets forward and it's rotating faster. That's where that actually happens at, where the ball actually starts to go, and then that where that distance is tells you, okay, good. And then when it's reading earlier, you're in transition, so now you need to move. Why are you moving? To get you into oil, to be able to get you back to that same point, that same break point. Even if you're moving in, you still want to be hitting that same break point, right? Now, if it blows past your break point, then that means you got a little bit of carry down. That means you got an issue. And the ball rotation at first goes slow and it speeds up and it hits the pocket. Think of figure skater arms out, slow arms. Oh yeah, that's a great. What's up, Frank? That is a great way, Steve. When a figure skater is doing her spin, right? And she got her arms out and she's moving slow. And then as she brings her arms in, she gets faster and faster and faster and fast. That's it. That's the transition. That's it. And if it hits heavy oil, it may skid or just flip sideways anyways. Yep. But these are the things that you're looking for. See, I'm teaching how to get better. I don't know what everybody else is teaching. I ain't going to complain about having to break things down or that's not who I am. My job is to help you get better. My job is to give you an understanding. And Red, if I hope you understand, and if you don't understand, please let me know, because then if I need to explain it in a different way, I can. If I need to send you stuff, then I can do that too. But that's what we're looking for. Ordinary to make adjustments off a transition, you need to know when the ball, where that happens, where the core stands up, and that's at your break point. And look, what it looks like is when it turns a corner and then it starts to speed up. But it's not speeding up. It's rotating more because the core is actually stabilizing. Okay? And that's what you're watching. Now, what I will tell all of you, and this is very important because I do not want you guys to do anything different. Never make an adjustment off a bad shot. Never do that. Never, ever, 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 never. Because if you're making adjustments off a bad shot, you don't even know what you're adjusting to. You don't know what you're adjusting to if you're making adjustments off a bad shot. You dig what I'm saying? You just there's just no way for you to do it. You know? So with that being said, don't make adjustments off of bad shots. Only good ones. Only when you're within your miss room. That's why it's important to pay attention what the other bowlers are doing and what line they're playing. Nope. I don't care what they do. Nope. Scott, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't care what you do. I don't care what nobody doing. At all. Zero. What they're doing has nothing to do with me. None. I don't care what they do. At all. There's too many variables. Their rev rates ain't the same as mine. Their ball speed may not be the same as mine. Their angles ain't gonna be the same as mine. It's just too many. There's no need. Scott, if I'm bowling in a 5-man league and we're bowling against 5 other people, I don't care what nobody else is doing. I care what I'm doing. I care where my ball is reading. That's a fact. If my ball is going to read at 43 feet, which is the end of my pattern, right? I don't care what anybody else does. At all. Doesn't matter me. Because I know if I touch my mark, I know where the ball's going to go. If I miss 3 boards right, I know where it's going to go. If I miss 3 boards left, I know where it's going to go. So I don't really care. Now, the reality for me is I need to know when it's reading. That's the only thing that matters to me is when it's reading. I would say I can watch Drew, who did the ball review with me, but it doesn't matter. Drew throws the ball 17 and 19 miles an hour. I don't. I couldn't throw 7. I could throw my spare ball that fast, but that's about it. So he doesn't matter to me. Sean's rev rate is up there too. But Sean is around the side of it a lot more than me and Drew ever would be. I mean, but he's also 21 years old, 22 years old. So I don't need to watch him either. I'm not worried about what line they're playing. I'm not worried about crossing them and them crossing me. Don't care. Unimportant. Don't care at all. Zero. Nada. I care about one action. Hitting my target and seeing what it does in practice. Once I do that, but then it's my job to get it back there repeatedly. And then the only thing I'm worried is when it's reading. If it reads early, then I know I need to make my transition move. That's it. That's the only thing I worry about. I only watch what I'm doing. That's the only thing you should watch. That's why pros are who they are. Same speed, same rev rate, shot for shot. Yep. They move. Or if they don't like the motion of the ball, they switch. But rev adds speed, stay the same. Yep. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And pros don't care what anybody else on the line's doing. They do not care. They don't need to. They're worried about what they're doing. Now, you can watch somebody with a similar style and rev rate than you, which the pros have people are like that. But in league, there's nobody on another team in my league with a rev rate as high as mine. Drew and Tayshawn are close. We three are around each other, but there's nobody else. That's what helps me see transition. Okay, Scott, you're gonna have to elaborate this. How can you base your transition on somebody else's game? It helps me determine my moves. If somebody's playing inside of me with higher revs, you have to explain that to me. The 7-pin is kicking my butt. Tried so many things. Far right and others, Issue is I tense up and either miss to the right or the left. No rhythm, no reason. Throw away. Okay, Frank. I can I can I'm telling you, Scott, I'm saying it's the best way I know how because I think you're pretty cool. And I think I'm a very, very high quality coach. I'm telling you, you cannot make transit unless they have the exact same river playing your exact same line. You shouldn't make adjustments based off anybody, bro. Don't do it. Learn how to bowl your game. Learn how to see what you need to see. And I repeat this, do not play both lanes the same. Not unless they are playing the same. But 9 out of 10 times, two different lanes are going to play two different ways. It's facts. Topographies are always different. Okay, Frank, I got an idea for you. But you're going to have to practice it. Don't go just to league and do this. You're going to have to practice it, okay? What I have for you is this: stand on 27 and throw at 16. 27 and 16 for your 7 pin. If you have a spare ball that doesn't hook, 27 and 16. Even if you hit 15 or 14, you'll still get it. If you have a ball that does hook, flatten your wrist out. 27, 15. If you hit 14, you'll be good to go. I promise. But you got to practice it. But it'll work for you every time. To get the 6 pin, all you got to do is go to 26 with your feet. Same action. Same place. If you need to get the 3 pin, go over to 23. Look at the same third arrow. It worked every time. I kid you not. Ask Tayshawn. He'll tell you. You know who screws a pattern up? The other team has 3 bowlers throwing plastic everywhere. Oh, yeah, that'll get you. Guys turn around and say, yeah, that plastic stuff, that'll get you, buddy. Wait, what? I got tough skin, coach. Talk to me while. Okay, I got you. I'm here to learn. I just shot the best set ever, and the lanes play different. I was proud of that night. Hey, congratulations, and I'm proud of you for doing that. But lanes always play different. When you go to your league, right? Well, I don't care if you're a sports shot, house shot. When you go to league, you should always throw your first ball 3/4 speed all the way from the right because it's going to show you the break point all the way right. Then when it hooks way, move in and throw it up 7 board and watch where it hooks. Because the 7, 9 out of 10 is going to be between 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to be where your break point is anyway. Right? And then figure out where you need to go from there. You should be able to line up and 4 shots on each lane. And I promise you, 9 out of 10, they're always going to play different. They may only be a board different, but it's still different. I have a plastic ball. Thanks, man. I'm telling you, it's easy. What about tensing up? So there's a reason why you're tensing up, Frank. The reason why you're tensing up, Frank, is because you're nervous. So this is a fact. Most of the time when you're a bad spare shooter, say you're bad at the 10 pin or the 7 pin, when you leave them, you're not upset that you didn't carry the strike. You're upset that you got to pick up the 10 pin or the 7 pin. That's where your tenseness comes in. Now, when you go to the lanes, Frank, and you start to practice standing on 27, throwing up 15, 16, right? 15, 14, 15, 16, right? And you start picking those up at 75% clip, you're going to tense up less. The reason you're tensed up is you're tensed up before you ever get up there and throw the ball because you're not a good spare shooter of that. You're not a good shooter of that spare. That's the problem, Frank. That's the problem. We need to get you aligned properly. Coach, was that the 7 or the 10 pin? Frank was asking about the 7. The 7 pin. So I say 27 going from left to right. Does that make sense? So if you were a right-hander looking at it, you would be on 13. 13 or 14 as a right-hander if you were standing where he would be. As a left-hander, he goes 5 is all the way to his left and 35 is all the way to his right. He should be looking at it from left to right as boards go. Like what is considered a 40 board, 39 board for us should be like 1 or 2 for him. You get what I'm saying? So because he's a lefty. Frank's a lefty. Watch high rev, two-handed bowlers tear up the shot using your thing. Yeah, you will watch them tear it up too. I'll start with the one-step approach during my warm-up. Okay. I mean, nope. I use that time. So Scott, I don't do that because I use that time for valuable information. And I won't get that information with one step or no step. I need information. I'm searching for information. Frank, did we new bowlers? I say a year in, I attempted to throw up the middle, but they went everywhere other than there instead of the spot. All right, let me go up. Oh, okay. Also, would play 7-8 on a Queen's pattern. Yeah, you could do that. I'm a lefty modals guy. Yep, I know you're a lefty. But again, when I'm telling you to be on 27, I'm saying 27 from counting from left going right. You know what I'm saying? Where 5 is that where the one board, then 5, then 10 and 15 from left to right. Just like if I was a lefty looking at it, because I am a lefty looking at it, and that's how I count it. I count one board all the way at the left gutter. And then as a right-hander, I count from right to left. And as a lefty, I count from left to right. At the time, having to drink a glass of beer to loosen up. I'm always tense when league starts. Well, glass of beer can help. But if listen, this is a God's honest truth. So you're going to get this here from me, and I don't know where you get else. When I first started bowling, this is a fact. I would throw a quality shot, and I'd be like, oh, man, when I left the 10 pin, and it wouldn't be because I didn't carry it. It was because I knew I was 50-50 on picking it up, right? Now, when I leave a 10 pin, it's like, whatever, who cares? I know in my mind, I don't even think about it. I just line up, take the breath, line up on 27, look at 16, 15, 16. 14, 15, 16, I throw it and get it. That's it. Yesterday, I bowled on sharp. My strike percentage is 39%. My spare percentage was 88%. The only ones, I missed one makeable, the rest of them were splits. So, anxiety comes from when you can't, when you feel like you can't. Now, I promise you this, if you practice, and you start picking them up consistently, right? That anxiety goes away. I always try to celebrate my shot when I leave a 10 pin to keep me confident and step and relax. I keep confident mindset before I shoot the 10. I almost celebrate leaving the 10. So yeah, whatever works for you, Scott. And believe me, that's actually a pretty smart thing to do. For me, like I said, a 10 pin, a 9 pin, an 8 pin, a 7 pin, I don't care what I leave. Now, I prefer not to leave them, but if I leave them, I don't care. I just pick them up. Up until last night, I was 100% on 7 pins. Not anymore. Just totally had a brain freeze. It was a great strike ball, though. Sometimes that happens. Angle's bad, and whoop, there it is. Yeah, forget he's lefty. Yeah, hey, see, you forgot. I didn't. Coach C has a great shirt, everyone. I hate 10 pins. Yep, I do. But here's the thing, I don't hate 10 pins. There's no spare that I hate throwing. None. Split, it is what it is. And listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. When you get to that point, it changes you. When you get to the point that you don't care if it's a 7, a 10, a 6-10, a 3-6-10, when you get to the point where you don't care, your game has changed. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. You go through issues to where you miss things and you're not confident. Hey, anybody watch me shoot league 2 years ago? I missed I was like 40% on 3-6-10. I care less about 3-6-10. I get them right now like a 90-some% clip. I made one of my weakest, one of my strongest. Haha. I'm probably developing a bad habit. I have to find another way to stay relaxed. Maybe switch to a glass of wine. No, it's not a bad habit, bro. You good. There's nothing wrong with it. I hate 10 pins. However, lately I'm around 75% on. But I'll bet you this much, Steve. I bet you don't got anxiety shooting them either, do you? I'm telling you, the better you get at them, the less you got. 3-6-10, called the chopper spear. So look, I promise you this, Frank. I've been where you are, where that anxiety. It's like, oh man. So, and I bet you that's how it is for you, Frank. When you leave that 7 pin, you be like, oh man. But it's not because you left it. It's because you fear getting it. When you think about it, when you leave a 10 pin, Frank, because you're a lefty, you don't have that problem. You don't think that. This is what I will say for Scott, for anybody that's a new bowler that's coming back, and if you're thinking about competing on sport shot, challenge shots, you better learn how to shoot your spears straight. I'm going to tell you that now. When me and my crew practice, if we throw a good shot and leave a 10 pin, that's your reward. Go pick it up. I like that, Scott. I like that a lot. If you're going to be bowling competitively, for example, open championships in the next 2 weeks, for a fact, I will know when I'm going. If y'all want to go, y'all got to get your names in a hat, get your money together. We're going to get it locked in. This is what I'm going to tell you for a fact. If you want to shoot good, you need to pick up your spares throwing straight. If you're going to bowl on sports shots or challenge shots, you need to learn how to shoot your spears straight. You need to take the hook out of the equation. If you do not, you're going to live and die by that sword. PHO, I think the best way to relax is to be confident in your abilities and past successes and the work you. That's exactly 100% right, Too Tall. But here's the thing, Too Tall. Ordinary for that to work. Let me put this down for a second. Ordinary for that to work, Too Tall. You have to become confident by the actions in which you practice and you see working. That builds confidence. When you go to practice, Too Tall, and you're 20 for 20, you're 19 for 20 in shooting 10 pins. That's confidence. And then you keep repeating that action multiple times, right? That's confidence. You see where I'm going with this? Because then you become confident, and at some point it just becomes a routine. At some point it's just another action that you're doing. That's like for me. When I leave a 10 pin, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think about it. I think about two things. Where I got to line up and what I'm looking at. Them are the only two things I'm thinking about. I ain't thinking about missing. I'm not thinking about making it. I ain't thinking about nothing. I'm not thinking about the shot I just threw, and I'm not thinking about the shot I got to throw next. Just that. And that's how you build it, by doing that very thing. I understand regarding the 27 and throwing at 16. Appreciate the advice you gave me on the Queen's pattern last week was good. The first two games, I had the wrong piece in my hand and went to the Ion Pro. Okay. Well, listen, man, I give great advice. I mean, but I can only give it because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I'm not one of those guys that tell you this ball is good, but I've never thrown it. I'm not one of these guys that tell you this is the pattern that you need to do, and I've never thrown it. That's not how I function. I don't want to be a high functioning idiot. I shoot my spear straight. I just need a plastic ball. Yeah, gotta have that plastic. I have a solution for the 7-pin issue. Just stop leaving those boys. Nah, that's not it, Frank. Once you start practicing it, Frank, and you become confident at making it, it will be a non-factor. The fact of the matter is, as long as you bowl, you're going to leave it. That's it. Frank, 27 and 15 been working great for me. Right-handed 10 pins. Because it works. Because it works. The system works. It absolutely works. Coach speaking facts. You can only rely on hook spares on a challenge in sports pattern. No, you cannot. And it's a spare on the left side will give you most trouble as a right-hander. Yeah, facts. You got to be able to throw straight at it, man. I kid you not. I don't say things to just say them. I'm trying to help all of y'all get better. I hope Scott and Too Tall and Frank and everybody comes to Open Championships. I'm gonna throw a big old barbecue. It'll be Bad Bowling Family, barbecue and bowling, baby. Barbecue and bowling. Viking 2, barbecue and bowling, baby. I just saw EJ Peckett leave a 10 pin, leave 9 10 pins in one game. Oh, I believe it. You saw that. Where'd you see that at? Are you watching the Norm Duke Open? Yo, yeah, you'll see that. I mean, that's not like, oh my god, it happens. But EJ don't think twice about picking him up. It's just rinse and repeat, man. Rinse and repeat. The better bowler you are, the more corner pins you're gonna leave. Yeah, more because they're single. Well, I would say this, Scott. The better bowler you are, the more back row pins you're going to leave. 8s, 9s, 10s. YouTube match. It wasn't in the tourney. Oh, okay, I got you. So I would say that the better you are, the more back row spares you're going to leave. Going to practice that big time, by the way. Happy Father's Day to all of you. And I'm going to be on here on Sunday. So Father's Day, we going to march right down to Bad Bowling to the Breakpoint. We going to talk some shop. I've been to about 8 nationals. Very humbling experience. Well, Frank, y'all team can come with us if y'all want, or you can come with us. Everybody can come with us. Wish I could pull it off, Coach. I would love to pull up. Listen, man, I'm telling you, you can get in with us, Scott. I mean, it's $285 to bowl. It's going to be in Vegas. So I don't know where you at in the country, but Vegas is a cheap trip. It can be a cheap trip if you plan it properly. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Oh, heck yeah, Too Tall. I know you rolling with me, bro. We gonna do the daggone thing this time. PHO, we trying to get you to roll with us too. Scott, PHO, Frank, Viking, Steve. I mean, if I gotta go to Ohio and get Steve, we gotta do what we gotta do. We trying to have all the whole crew. Rebs better, man. Look, Too Tall, we might have to go to Cali and pick him up. You know what I mean? But we trying to have everybody. That's how we trying to roll, man. We trying to roll and have some fun. That's what we do. If you bowl great, great. You bowl bad, great. Whatever. It's about the experience that we have with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. South Point, let's get it. I ain't the biggest Vegas fan, but I'm gonna have fun off the strip though. Like I said, have a big old barbecue at the Airbnb. It'll be lit. Call it the Bad Bowling Barbecue, baby. That's how we getting down. So, with that being said, though, that's what we're gonna do. And you guys know that if y'all need anything, y'all can hit me up. I am more than happy to uh to answer any questions or help in any way that I can. That's what I do. Oh, you in Virginia? Okay. Last year ended December at 180. Now I'm at 200. Yeah, see, there you go. Hey, Virginia to Vegas is a cheap trip, man. All you gotta do is look into it. Yes, y'all dads out there have a great Sunday. This year, PHO, we carpooling with Revs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all can carpool with Revs to Vegas. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everybody that's going, I'm gonna have shirts for y'all for every day, so that everybody can be shining bad bowling style. You know what I'm saying? We'll do team dinner. We'll do a barbecue. We're just going. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Are you, Steve? You saying you might drive to Vegas? Yo, you on your own with that one, cause that's a far drive. I'm not driving that. No. I mean, I have a rental, but when I get there. But no matter how we doing it, everybody gonna be together, man. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait to bowl with Steve and PHO and everybody. Keon, I can't wait to bowl with everybody. Everybody lit up in Vegas. Only 35 hours, no biggie. You a better man. You a better man than me, okay? 2 hours in the car and I'm like a baby. 2 hours in the car, I'm like a baby. I swear to you, 2 hours in the car, I'm like a baby. I'm like the Snickers commercial when they're hungry. You have any 14-pound motive in them shot? I dropped down to 14, had to give mine away. I'm in Connecticut. Frank, I have a Venom Shock, but I'm not giving that. I can't give you that one, bro. Now, I have a lot of motive stuff, but I tend to use it all. You know what? You know what, Frank? Hit me up on social media. Let me see what I got, what I can spare to give away. And let's see if we can help you out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Cause you're a motives guy. You like Drew. Now, mind you, me, I got like Drew. When Drew came over the other day to get the ball from me, he was like, "Damn, look at all the motor balls you got." Because I got a lot of motor bowling balls. My nephew's a pilot. I have asked him, but man, the feel alone will kill you. I bet it will. Only 35 hours is diabolical. That's what I'm saying. Scott, that's what I'm 35 hours. Are you kidding me right now? I average of 150 right now, but my goal is to get to 200 this fall. Listen, take your time. Don't rush. It ain't no hurry. Take your time. Get it the right way. Don't build bad habits. 8 at the loft in 4.5 hours. See, that's what I'm talking about. That ain't bad. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let everybody know we're gonna do this open championship together. I'm excited to bowl with every. I mean, Two Tall should be excited too because we have fun together. But this time we gonna have fun the whole week together though. We take Too Tall. You gonna have to be there for like 4 or 5 days. Everybody gonna have to do this 4 or 5 days. We're gonna have a great time together, everybody, and we gonna bowl. You know what I'm saying? We gonna bowl. We do the bowler's journal. Hey, and we in Vegas, so we can check and see if there's anything going on in the Orleans, in the Orleans bowling alley. We can see if there's anything else going on around, and we can do other bowling too. But like I said, we gonna throw a barbecue. We'll do a team dinner. We just have fun together. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. But with that being said, I'm gonna jump off here. I gotta eat something. I do. I'm hungry. Like I said, I walked straight in from the bowling alley and turned on the stuff. I didn't get a chance to take a shower. I didn't get a chance to change. Look, I'm still wearing a jersey. I'm serious. This is the first time it's ever happened where I just walked straight in the door and did this. But for you guys, it's more than well. It was more than worth it. But with that being said, I'm gonna jump off. Hit me up on social media. If you got my box, you can hit me up anytime. Too Tall, make sure you hit me up so we can help out PHO. It's a bowl-a-thon in Vegas. Let's go. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Tripp. And Larry, you better be there this time, because if you're not, man, I'm gonna have to stop at AZ and cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna curse you out or nothing, but I might have to stop the AZ and see if you ain't showing up in Vegas, because we ready. We ready. All right. With that being said, guys, I will see you on Sunday. Remember, it'll be 7:45 my time. So East Coast is 8:45 and 5:45 on the West Coast. If you're in Hotlanta, you're still an hour ahead. With that being said, thanks everybody for tuning in. Everybody have a good weekend. I will see you on Father's Day. Later, guys.